Hey, so I'm just waiting for some files to upload on my computer. As you can see, I always have two laptops on the go at once, and but the internet's being especially slow today. And I got a question on one of the YouTube videos from the vlog, asking like, what are all these little notes and things in my office next to my desk? And so I thought, hey, I'll just, if you want to know, that's a question, I'm happy to answer that. So let me just flip the camera around, and I'll just walk you through some of these little notes here. So these here are all just like little inspiring things for me, and so I'll just walk you through a few and sort of what they mean. And they're changing all the time because I'm updating them, and sometimes they're reminders, sometimes they're practical, and all sorts of things. So we'll start up here. Up here, these are the values for our foundation. That's the charitable side of our business. And so just reminder, that's what we're teaching some of these kids from pretty tough backgrounds. Well, you know, self-worth, leadership, generosity, courage, respect, all these different 10 values. So reminding myself what they are and trying to memorize them all. This is probably the most important one, focus. Just reminds me, like, the more focused I am on what I am doing, on the most important things, the more that I achieve, and the more that I'm able to achieve, the better quality jobs and everything that I'm able to provide for people and student experiences. So reminded, focus. Vision and execution, those are the two biggest things I have to work on as sort of, you know, director of my music school. I have to cast the vision to people. What are we trying to achieve? And then execution, making sure we actually execute on these things really well. So that's a big reminder for me and for every team leader as well who comes in for a meeting. Hey, what's the vision you're casting to your team, and how are you executing it? And those are the two things both me and all my managers are being held accountable to. What's next? On versus in, or on, not in. Just that reminder, I need to work, everything that I'm doing is working on the business, not in. Too many of you are probably also working in your business, teaching all the time, doing all the admin, cleaning the toilets, doing every single thing. You need to flip it around and be working on your business and have a strategy to get from one to the other. Nice picture there of my wife and I. Obvious reasons why that's there. Here's one. No lunchtime meetings. This was a rule for myself here in 2019. Lunchtime meetings are a waste of time. They're often meetings that could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the phone, but if you take lunch, well, it's going to cost you $30, and it's you know, it takes 45 minutes or 60 minutes. What's this one? You are the lid. So just a reminder that if I don't keep learning and growing, I cap the organization's success. I cap my business, my school's success, because I'm the lid, and it's not going to grow past me and my skills as a whole. And so I need to make sure that I am growing and doing the right things. What's this one? This is something that I use for sort of an accounting principle, talking with our team. Like, you know, there's overhead staff, we have overhead expenses, company profit and tax, and then your pay, meaning the team members we're talking to. And so it's just a reminder for people that it's like, hey, your work here, you're paid to do this, but your work needs to fund all of this. So if you get paid, say, $25 an hour, every hour you do needs to be like $100 an hour of work, because a quarter of it is going to pay your pay, a quarter of it's going to pay the overhead staff to provide you with that job, a quarter of it's going to cover all the overhead expenses, you know, rent, power, phone, internet, accounting, all that stuff, and then a quarter of it needs to be a return for the business. So it's a reminder for every job, we want people to be generating as a goal 4 times their value. Now, not every tutor is able to do that, but managers are, and salespeople, and all sorts of different roles that we have. And so that's something to think about. You might start with thirds, you know, a third for you, a third for the tutor, a third for, you know, overhead staff and expenses combined as you're a smaller school. But you always want to be thinking in your own formula. So yeah, that's that. Up here, these are some lyrics to a song that I like. I myself am a Christian, so I've got a couple favourite verses here and here that I like. So those are sort of meaningful for me. There's a quote here, light yourself on fire with passion and people come from miles to watch it burn. So it's a cool little motivational quote, just to be passionate. The number one thing you bring to work each day is your energy. This here is a saying, new level, new devil. It's just a reminder, like every time you get to a new level in your business, well, there's a new devil, you know. It's a new, that's not a spiritual thing, it's just a sort of joke, but like a video game, you know. Back in the day, if it was Sonic the Hedgehog or something, there would be a new, boss or devil or some sort of challenger at the end of each level. And every new level you get to in business, it seems like there is some bigger problem that you have to deal with as well. So it doesn't necessarily all get easier, but you become better at handling them, but they're still challenges. What else we got here? The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that always do. So yeah, it's just a reminder, like some of my ideas are crazy, but if I didn't have crazy ideas, I wouldn't pull them off. And so I've got to keep thinking big. I think that's most of them, and there'll be things will change. So I'd love to hear what's a cool quote or meaningful thing that you have on your workstation, your office, on your computer, your desktop, whatever. What's something cool that is inspiring to you that might inspire the rest of us? So share down below.